take a hit. You can take a little bit, can't you? And he claimed that God had blessed him, but God had been good to him. Said he's been a Christian since 12. And you mean to tell me that you're going to bail now? That your son, you didn't teach your son any better than this? You're going to bail? What did Dan and Kathy say? We will not champion any marriage and family issue. Now, he tries to make it like it's political. Folks, family and marriage is not political. Today, our nation is in dire trouble. We're in a cultural war, and we have individuals who claim to be at the tippy top of the Christian mountain, individuals who everybody knows try to get chicken on Sunday. Just try it at Chick-fil-A. Why do they do that? Because they claim to be a Christian-oriented system. They're on the tippy top, out in the front. Now, are they going to crumble? Now, here's where everybody comes in. Are we going to let them crumble? Now, I do not ascribe to their particular doctrine. But I do ascribe to the fact that if we don't take a hold in these very trying times and begin to support individuals who have the same values as we do in the marketplace, we're going to see the marketplace crumble. Now, let me ask you this. Do you know of a champion? Do you know anybody in the marketplace who has stood up to the homosexual community? I mean, we're sitting here hearing that no one says there's more than 10% in the United States that homosexuals represent more than 10%. So you've got 90% of the population, 90% that is not homosexual, and we're not going to have anybody stand up against the 10%? Do you mean that the dollar means so much that we can't stand to lose 10%? AT&T is the first one that I remember that buckled to them. Ford Motor Company buckled to them. American Airlines buckled to them. And on and on and on and on we go. Most religious people won't say anything. Let's take a listen to a gentleman that's over in Dallas, Texas, that was talking about the state of affairs in Dallas a couple of years ago. I'm going to let you listen to this. Take a listen.
Am I the only one that sit around and think of this stuff? I mean, I was just wondering, because, you know, they push the agenda and nobody says anything. You know, now they in the church, now they pastors and conference makers. And, I mean, they just doing everything now and nobody's saying anything. Yeah, you can become a bishop. Now, you know, they said, some people were telling me in the first video that we did the other week, you said, you talking about, man, you can get bishop license on the internet. You can just download them. It's a homosexual bishop right up the way in South Dallas that will give you license. All you got to be is gay. They handing them out like they blue ribbons. Y'all, we have to watch what we put in ourselves. Are y'all with me? We have to watch what we put in ourselves. You can't sit up and watch. And you know, sometimes I think we the only people, and I'm gonna say this, I think sometimes we the only people that believe that rated R means I have to go with my children. Yeah, I mean, even though it says restricted, we look at it like, oh, baby, it's rated R. Oh, baby, let me get my coat. I got to go with you. What? It's restricted. If the world is smart enough to tell you, they got sense enough to know that your children don't need to see it because it's, look at somebody say restricted. That means there are some things in that your children don't need to see. Under 17, not admitted without a parent, but they really saying parent. But now we sit up and watch R-rated movies in our house. Kids be all watching it, just, you know, and they come in, you know, kids come in, try to play like they want something, and no, they don't want nothing. They just trying to see what you watching. Like the TV over there, and they come and say, Mama, what, baby? Sorry, little kids, they gonna bust you tonight, so you gonna try to. But we just sit up and let our kids watch it and they're recording it, and then we can't figure out why our children are developing so fast. You go in the 8th grade, you go in the 6th and 7th grade school now, grown men walking around. You're like, man. Don't go into high school, you can't tell the students from the janitor. Excuse me, Willie, I thought you was a janitor. No, I'm going to class. You can't figure out what's going on with these kids now. I'm going to tell you, see, your body body develops as fast as your mind does. As long as your mind is developing and recording like the right brain influencing the left brain, it will actually go in and actually cause your body to respond to what you're taking in. So if a young child is watching adult movies and watching sexual activity and watching grown-up stuff, they're going to mature faster. Their bodies are going to develop faster. See, it's the same like when a child is retarded. When a child is retarded, that's because his brain is not developing fast enough. So because his brain is not developing fast enough, his body doesn't develop fast enough. So our kids are watching all of this stuff, and now they're on all these drugs, and they're receiving all this stuff now because they're having adult problems in children's bodies because we are overexposing them to stuff.
Man, it's quiet in here. Is it quiet at your house? Somebody is willing to say something, and what we're saying tonight is, folks, we have got to decide whose side we're going to be on. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to do a reality tonight. We're going to do a reality check. I don't know anybody, I have not met anybody who thinks that Joel Osteen is a culture warrior. Culture warrior, an individual who is dead set on making sure that our culture does not change into, let's say, the European style, where homosexuality is everywhere and where no one makes really any fuss about anything. But tonight I have Joel Osteen taking a stronger stand than Dan Cathy of Chick-fil-A. Take a listen.
One of the moral mazes for any preacher, I think, a Christian preacher in particular, is homosexuality. And there's been lots of coverage in the news recently, the Don't Ask, Don't Tell campaign, obviously. What is your view? Because it seems to have changed depending on the interview that I've read or seen. What is your view? Is homosexuality a sin in your eyes?
Yes, I've always believed, Pierce, the Scripture shows that it's a sin. But
how about that? Joel Osteen, folks, if you are not as strong as Joel Osteen, you might as well lay down and die. Just give it up. That's it. Now, here is where we are in Danville. Mr. Brady just wants it to go away. Mr. Brady, I want it to go away too. But the way to get a thing to go away is not say, just make it go away. The way that things have to go away is you have to do battle. You have to stand up for what you believe. And people who have the same values have to stand up with you. Now, tonight, I want you to do me a favor. It's not that I want people to watch our broadcast necessarily so we can be the most famous people around. I want you to get the message out. Here is a family-oriented restaurant who has a name for standing up for family values and traditional marriage. And they are on the skids. They're on the run. Dan Cathy sent out a press release on January 29th stating that we will not champion any political agenda on marriage and family. Now, folks, trying to reduce marriage and family to political agendas is a cop-out. That is a cop-out. Marriage and family is a tradition, is a biblical thing. It is not a political agenda. It is biblical, and somebody's got to do it. Now, the question is, will you do it? If you're a watcher, will you go to Chick-fil-A tomorrow? Will you go to Chick-fil-A the next day and the next day? Well, you can't go on Sunday because, see, they have actually set themselves apart, supposedly, as a Christian-oriented family restaurant that doesn't serve chicken on Sunday. But the question is, will you help this restaurant in order to demonstrate to our community and to the homosexual community at large that we are not going to give in, and that we don't think that just by putting no resistance whatsoever that's going to go away. It's not going away, folks. It's getting stronger. So tonight, you just heard Joel Osteen be stronger than Dan Cathy. Now, it might be that you haven't heard Dan Cathy. Let me see if I can, if I even have Dan Cathy tonight.